Imagine this. While the public waits for emergency alerts, governments have hidden bunkers, private stockpiles, and secure escape routes, built for elites, not you. FEMA's secret operations kept most lawmakers in the dark. Meanwhile, 20 million Americans, mostly city dwellers, are quietly prepping for crises, from supply chain collapses to climate disasters. In 2024 alone, global logistics faced massive breakdowns, and natural disasters displaced 167 million people. Water filters fail, digital footprints leak, and panic spreads faster than aid. Survival isn't about gear, it's about skills, mindset, and knowing truths the mainstream will never admit. Hit subscribe now and stay one step ahead before it's too late. The government has a secret survival plan, but you're not invited. Here's a truth that rarely makes headlines. The government has a full survival system built for elites, and the public isn't part of it. Hidden bunkers, secure transport routes, protected communication lines, and private stockpiles. Everything is prepared behind locked doors. These aren't rumors. These are documented programs built to keep political and military leaders safe when disaster strikes. Regular people, on the other hand, wait for emergency alerts that often come long after the window for action has closed. FEMA's creation in 1979 exposed just how deep this structure runs. Most of its budget and a third of its workforce operated under classified black budgets, with only 20 members of Congress aware of what was really happening. That level of secrecy shows where priorities lie. In major crises, officials often hold back warnings to avoid public chaos, which leaves citizens scrambling for answers when preparation time is already gone. That silence creates an opening, and that's where serious preppers build their edge. The silent demographic takeover happening right now. The old stereotype of preppers hiding in remote bunkers doesn't match reality anymore. Today, roughly 20 million Americans identify as preppers, about 1 in every 16 people. And surprisingly, nearly 90.5% live in major cities, not in rural compounds. Millennials and Gen Z make up the fastest growing group, with about 40% preparing for emergencies compared to only 20% of older generations. Here's the part the mainstream avoids. Acknowledging this shift is politically dangerous. Admitting that millions of young urban citizens are actively preparing for breakdown would raise serious questions about the strength of national systems. So prepping stays quiet, an underground movement happening in apartments, condos, and small city homes. Young people aren't doing this out of paranoia. They've watched supply chains fail in real time. They've seen institutions collapse under pressure. They've lived through climate-driven disasters that hit faster than solutions. Supply chains are quietly fracturing, and everyone's pretending it's fine. The headlines have moved on, but the cracks in global logistics haven't. Across 2024, 76% of European shippers reported major disruptions, and nearly a quarter dealt with more than 20 separate breakdowns. Ships rerouting around the Horn of Africa are still adding nearly 3,000 nautical miles and stretching delivery schedules by weeks. None of this shows up in everyday news because it looks like boring logistics. Yet these delays hit everyday products, medications, and parts that keep modern life running. 2/3 of major companies are shifting operations away from China, but only 2% have completed that move, leaving a multi-year vulnerability window. Meanwhile, global tensions remain hot. Red Sea hostilities, US-China trade fights, and rising pressure around Taiwan, each capable of disrupting semiconductor and tech supply chains that every device relies on. Supply chain managers quietly acknowledge a simple truth. Resilience depends on redundancy, and civilian systems barely have any. One break triggers a chain reaction. Most households carry about a week of food, which isn't preparation, just regular living disguised as readiness. Water solutions you're buying are marketing, not science. Water discussions in prepper circles often sound confident, yet half the popular advice falls apart under real scrutiny. Life Straw handles up to 4,000 liters, but only blocks bacteria and protozoa. Sawyer Mini filters around 100,000 gallons with a 0.1 micron membrane that captures 99.99999% of bacteria. What gets glossed over? Neither one removes viruses, heavy metals, or chemical contaminants. In urban disasters where runoff or sewage causes viral contamination, these filters fail without warning. Only actual purifiers like the Grail GeoPress remove viruses along with metals and chemicals, but they cost far more and demand proper technique. Another overlooked reality: many preppers own filters they've never tested, never practiced with, and won't understand under pressure. Water is the most essential survival resource, yet filter choices often get treated like picking kitchen gear, based on reviews, hype, and brand names. Your biggest operational security mistake isn't what you think. Most preppers talk about OPSEC like it's all about hiding supply stashes or keeping a bunker location off the map. That sounds serious, but the real danger sits in places people scroll every day. The biggest OPSEC slip isn't in the woods, it's online. About 90% of preppers leave a trail of geotagged photos, supply runs, vacation updates, and casual mentions about clearing space for gear. Those harmless posts create a timeline that reveals movements, habits, and when a home is empty. In the digital world, every upload builds a profile that strangers can piece together faster than any physical scout ever could. Thieves, curious neighbors, and even automated data scraping tools use that information. The Shai-Hulud supply chain attacks of 2025 proved how quickly digital vulnerabilities spread, exposing over 25,000 repositories through stolen credentials. If major companies collapse from simple digital oversights, personal online footprints are wide open. Real OPSEC today means going quiet. No photos, no hints, no routine shared. Not exciting, not flashy, but the only shield that actually works. The brutal truth about 30-day disruptions. The popular idea says surviving the first 30 days of a crisis is the benchmark, as if everything settles after that window. Agencies track something far different. In 2024 alone, 393 natural disasters disrupted the lives of more than 167 million people and caused over $241 billion in losses. That level of damage doesn't return to normal in a month. It barely stabilizes. Around day 15, most households face rationed food, limited clean water, fading communication, and no clear sign of help. The part rarely shown in prepping videos is the psychological crash that comes with that pressure. Fear builds, patience drops, and the social structure that felt solid just days earlier starts to shake. Preppers who've lived through real disasters share the same lesson. Gear helps, but mindset decides outcomes. A stocked pantry means little if panic takes over. Skills will keep you alive when stuff gets stolen. Here's the prepper's secret that rarely gets talked about. Real survival doesn't come from owning piles of gear. It comes from knowing what to do when everything else is gone. New preppers usually rush toward weapons and gadgets, convinced that defense is the whole game. But seasoned preppers focus on hands-on skills that actually keep a person alive. Gardening that feeds a family, preserving food without power, filtering water with simple methods, treating injuries, making fire under pressure, fishing, hunting, and navigating when every electronic device is dead. These are the things no thief can take. What never shows up in glossy catalogs is the ability to clean water without a fancy filter, store food with old-school techniques, spot safe plants, or handle medical emergencies when no help is coming. When a crisis drags on past whatever's in storage, survival rests on personal competence. One person with a single water filter and working knowledge lasts far longer than someone buried in expensive gear. Real preparedness costs less money, but it demands time, consistency, and effort, which is why it's the least promoted secret in the prepper world. If these realities opened your eyes, there's a lot more coming. This channel breaks down the truths the news won't touch, and the secrets preppers rely on long before a crisis hits. So if you found value here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so nothing slips past you. And drop a comment below. Which of these 7 secrets surprised you the most, and what are you preparing for next? Stay sharp, stay ready.